Hi everybody, Paul Cameron here with speedupmyjobsearch.com, and as another year is drawing to a close, I've noticed a very interesting trend going on in the job market that I've noticed as I'm going through my notes for the year. And I really believe that this is going to be turning a lot of the tensions and the major divisions going on in our country. It's going to turn all of that into a very real long-term benefit and a positive thing for all of us. But it's also accentuating another problem that I'd like to start tackling head-on right here in this video. So let's get started. So the growing trend that I've been seeing is that, well, more and more very well-established C-level executives have been confidentially reaching out to me over the course of the year, telling me that they're ready to find another position, that they want to change jobs. And I'm talking about executives who have been with the same company for, 10, 15, 20 years, in some cases 25 years, that are telling me that they're ready to leave. And what's even more interesting is that the reasons that they want to leave have been very consistent. They're always centered around this desire to find something that has more meaning to them, right? They want to make a difference in a field that they care about. They want to work on a team with like-minded people who they'll enjoy working with every day and who will make them feel appreciated because they're working as a team together. And I think that this is a direct result of all this kind of chaos and craziness going on. How emotionally invested people are getting into their causes now more than ever before, and they're not afraid to get vocal, about it. I think about all this stuff going on, the political fighting and all the health issues going on, and just locally here. I think I've seen more Green Bay Packers shirts walking around the city of Chicago than I have ever before in my life. I mean, what is going on out there? It's getting crazy. But kidding aside, there is a lot of good coming out of this. The Packer thing aside, that's not good for anybody. But there is some good that is coming out of this, because I think it's causing people to really stop and think about and go after the things that are important to them, which means that very soon, I think you're going to see as soon as next year, there's some big-time leaders that are going to be not only changing organizations, but changing fields entirely and moving into fields that they really, truly care about. And ultimately, I think that's going to benefit all of us, because they're just going to bring way more passion to what they do on a daily basis. But the problem that I see growing as well is something that I personally feel a lot of emotional investment in, and I care a lot about. And I think it's time right now that I start attacking this and addressing this head on. It has to do with those exact calls that I'm getting from the executives. Because a lot of times when I first would talk to them, I tell them about my program and how we're going to, make things a little bit more efficient and using, different Agile Scrum concepts in my search structure, and they're going to get results faster. Their first response is usually some version of, I appreciate, what you do, just want you to keep an eye out there for me. Right now, this time, I just want to take my time and not rush into anything. I want to really make sure I'm getting the best possible fit for me, and then I'll be the best fit for them. And every time I say that, I get confused, because that's what I want for them as well. And then I start realizing, they're hearing the words faster result and speed up my job search, and they're interpreting this as rushing into whatever it happens to is, carelessly, recklessly, just grabbing the first thing that comes along. And that's not it at all. It's about efficiency, and there is a humongous difference between rushing into something and doing something efficiently. Right? But rather than just telling you that there's a huge difference, and this is something I've been talking about for, 6 or 7 years now, since I've had this site going and this program going of speedupmyjobsearch.com, instead of just saying it this time, now I'm going to show you, all right? And to amplify just how huge of a difference that this can make, and how many ways, there are things that you don't even know that you don't know about out there, that can make your life so much easier and make your process faster and more efficient without losing quality. I am going to post a new video with a new tactic in it every single day in December. All right, so there is no doubt whatsoever that the best way that you can create more time to really think through your decisions and make a great decision to make sure it's the right fit for you is to run an efficient search project. Okay, so let's get started right now. All right, I'm going to start with tip number 1 for December. So let's say, hypothetically, I got 2 candidates. They're both applying to the same job, and since this is my game and my hypothetical scenario, let's say that these 2 candidates are exactly the same, right? There is nothing different about any of them. They have the same skills, they have the same experience, the same salary requirements, the same everything. They're both applying to the same job, and for whatever reason, they uploaded their resume into the applicant tracking system, the ATS, but that ATS was not able to parse their information correctly, right? And the experience sections ended up blank, just like what you see on the screen here above me. All right, so this is what they have in front of them. Now, to make this a little bit more fun, for me anyway, instead of calling them candidate A and candidate B, I'm going to let's give them some just random names. All right, so let's say the first candidate is, I don't know, let's say Aaron, and the second candidate is, I don't know, let's just say Justin, all right, and we're going to start out with Aaron, and Aaron's saying, Paul, this time around, I don't want to rush into anything. I don't need your fancy schmancy speed up my job search to push me into the first job that comes along. I've done my own research, and I've discovered that I don't have to type all my information into that box like the company probably wants me to. Instead, watch this. All I have to do is go find my resume on this computer, and then I'm going to open the resume, and I'm going to locate the information that they need. I'm going to highlight that section, and then copy the section. I'm going to use Control-C. I'm not going to right-click and then click Copy, because I do things efficiently, and I found that out through my own research. And then I'm going to go back to the website and find that online application and find that box, put it in the correct box, and then I'm going to paste it in there, Control-V, efficiency, and then I'm going to finish by doing a quick double check through everything. Everything looks right, and boom, I am done. I'm on to the next section. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? Cheese squeezy, whatever you want to call it. All right, so that's how Aaron does it, this fictitious character. All right, now Justin, on the other hand, he is consistently trying to improve, right? He's always looking for a better way, a better process to get things done. He's the kind of guy that, when his car breaks down, he doesn't start reading a bunch of articles online to learn how he can try to figure out how to fix the car himself. Instead, he takes the car to an expert who's been doing it for 20 years and who already knows how to fix that specific issue. All right, so he came to speedupmyjobsearch.com and used a suggestion from our website. It's about a free Chrome extension that I like to use, and I've got a quick video in there where I compare and contrast a couple of my favorites, and he used the one that I recommended. And now I'm going to just use experience number 2 and 3 here for sake of time above the screen here, and I'm going to show you how Justin would fill in his information into the ATS. All right, so starting right here in the box, the first thing he's going to do is he's going to type /job1. Looks like he's done. Okay, well, and since he's got some time, let's also /job2. Okay, and there he's done with that. Done and done. Right, and then he yells at the computer, "I own this job search process." Right? Sorry, Bears fans would get that. Now, in all seriousness, I have 2 very important questions to ask. All right, first, after both of these applications were submitted into the employer, will this employer view Aaron as a more qualified candidate than Justin because he took 8 steps to get his information into the application and Justin only took 1? Right? Is Aaron going to be a better candidate, a more qualified candidate because of that? No, of course not, right? They have no idea how many steps it took either of them to get that information in there. They just see the end result. So the only real difference is that it took Aaron a whole lot longer to get the job done, which leads to my second question, which is, of these 2 candidates, which one is going to have more time now to sit back and think about how this is or isn't the right job for them, right? I mean, more steps creates more opportunities to make a mistake. And if time is very tight, you know, I got 15 minutes, I got to get this thing done real quick. Whoever's going through 8 steps is going to have to frantically rush through them, whereas the person who only has 1 step can take his time and make sure it's done correctly and really think it through, right? When you have a better process, you get better results faster. Every time. It's not about rushing. It's just about doing it more efficiently. So I hope this makes sense to you. If you like this video, please click like on it and, you know, share in the comments, please. And that way more people can find it. And if you subscribe to this channel here, you're going to see all the other 30 extra tips that I'm going to be posting over the next 30 days that can show you how you can make your search more efficient, and therefore you can land the right job and a better job faster. But regardless of whether you do it the long way or the efficient way, it's time to get to work.